Well, good afternoon. That was a quick break, but we're back for part two of Sunday's triple header in the VP410 Ball Masters. We've already seen an excellent performance in the winner's side in the round 3 match between Acero from Japan and Larry from the States, and Acero was excellent. Broke and run, goodness knows how many racks he ended up doing eventually, but it was impressive. Basically, whenever he got a chance, he was pretty much taking them all out, and Larry was getting bits and pieces. And well, he didn't make an awful lot of errors, Larry, but every one of them cost him in the end. The match we have coming up now, as you can see in the chat, is between Cobra, and if we look at the bracket, we can see how Cobra ended up on the one loss side, if I can find it. Where the hell is he? Far easier dropping down names to find him, aren't you? Well, Cobra lost out to Bedhead in the first round. I think it was 14-12, and that's how he's ended up over there. Shaft Cracks was in the end of a hammering to end up on the one loss side in his match against who the hell was it he was playing? Spectre Dawn, and eventually won 2 racks, but he's going to be hard pushed to get an awful lot off Cobra. But the interesting thing about this match is how Cobra's going to play. I mean, if he's going to be as impressive as what Acero was, because he's still in the tournament and he's going to have to progress the hard way. And as I've said previously, there's a lot of heavy hitters, Larry included, have moved over to that one loss side. So whatever way you're going to win it, you're going to have to prove your worth. Cobra's almost done that by getting to the 9-ball Masters final last month, but fell short after having a lead for most of the match against Keith. So he's got a bit to prove in this tournament, and he should have a fairly comfortable journey in this match. And the room is up, the players are in, they're probably lagged off. In fact, we're well underway. Cobra's, well, presumably broke and had a ball in a break, although no shot. So again, for any latecomers, it's 10-ball. It's a call shot game. All combos and banks should be called. It's winner breaks, and there are no jump queues. There's a 60-second shot clock and a 60-second extension. And well, as I say, there probably won't be much here for Shaft Cracks. Really the only way he's going to get anything at all is from the assistance of Cobra. We saw in the match against Spectre Dawn, Shaft Cracks is the idea that whenever you see a ball you have to go for it. So he basically called pretty much every shot, and that is certainly not going to help you progress very far. But he's on the 3. It's going to have to be a 6-9 combo if he can get there. He's still got the 4 and 5 to deal with. Well, that knuckle has undone his position there. How does it look? Well, he can still play the cut. He's called a 6. Well, he hasn't called in, and he's decided to play. What am I talking about? He decided to play safe, and that's not bad. But if Cobra can't get the hit, or can't get the hit and get it safe, is Shaft Track's going to be able to run these balls? The 7 ball's going to be the problem. So he has ball in hand. Let's see what he can do. See, this first shot's the tough one, getting to the 7. He's looking, I mean, the gap's there to pot the 7. He's come out into the table, and he should be going around 2 rails to get to the 8. Well, if you're going to just win 1 rack in the match, then it might as well be this one. But no sooner have I said that than he's found a way to miss the 7. It wasn't difficult, but can Cobra get enough of this 7? I think he can. And this is basically what happened in the Spectre Dawn match. Spectre Dawn and Cobra just having to wait on the mistake, because the mistake will come sooner or later, and just pick up the pieces and steal these racks. So Cobra, provided he gets this 10 ball, is going to be off and running. Now, at the end of the last stream, I sort of squirted down the bracket. I actually ignored the fact that Mark Shark, did I mention that Mark Shark had arranged his match with Interchange X at One Lost Side? That's for a few days' time, and that may well be in my day off. I know it's at 1:30 in the morning, but I would like to see it, because they're 2 pretty reasonable players, and it could be a good match. We've also got another one for the same day, I think. That's later on at night, my time. Fuldrish and Linus, neither of whom I've seen in this tournament. I would like to see that match. I think that is about it on the One Lost Side now. Yeah, I think I ignored them earlier on. So, and also a quick reminder while you're watching that the 3rd match in the trilogy of matches today, if I can find it, is the match between where the hell's it went to? The match between Mooncake and Sergaresh, and that is due to kick off at 7 PM my time, so an hour and 50 minutes away for that match, and I'll be back for that one. So meanwhile, we're into rack number 2. Shaft Track's being ambitious, but more keen to get the safety, and that's not bad. Always wise when you're moving a ball around just to call a pocket just in case, but the prime goal and objective there was getting it safe, and he's managed to do that. So the 6 ball tied up. I'll be getting you on again. Well, the plan is that this match might not take long, and I could be able to go and get something to eat. Well, the good thing about that shot there, the fact that he missed the 2 is fine. The fact that he also missed hitting the 10 and the 6 is even better for Shaft Track's cause in this rack, because it still means that it leaves Cobra with work to do to run this out. And he has the possibility of moving that 10 and 6 off the 5 if he can get on it. It would be a bit crazy to try and do that now with the thin cut that he's got in the 3. He's got to get the 3 in the hole, or he can play it long. That's well played, because that offered him the best way of getting onto the 4. Now that 7 ball is just a bit of a hindrance there, so this has got to just be really gentle. Well, he took the risk, and the 4 is still in play, but he certainly can't get this thin enough to chip at the 6. But he's just really got to focus on getting on that 5 and hopefully getting some sort of angle where he can maybe manoeuvre the cue ball. Well, if we look at the 6, it definitely doesn't go anywhere, so it's blocked off by the 10. I don't know whether he can get to it though. He looks as if he's going to cut across to the 7, to be honest with you, but then he can just play the safety. Well, he's trying to spin in it, and he's got the chip, and that's well done. This isn't a gimme. Got to get it there. And that will do. And really, in the as in the Spectre Dawn match that Shaft Tracks had, it's all down to whether or not Shaft Tracks is going to get a rack. And really, the only way he's going to get a rack is if Cobra falls apart on a 7 or 8 ball and leaves just the 2 or 3 balls to be potted. That's Shaft Track's best chance of getting a rack, because the likelihood of him actually running the table is fairly slim. He's just limited on controlling that cue ball, which is the utmost important thing that you're able to do in order to string balls together. So once again, the 6 ball is the problem. Now, is Cobra going to call the bank, or is he just going to tuck the cue ball away? Well, it might be a bit of both here. If he's playing it from the right side as we look, he's looking to put the cue ball in towards the 6 and 8. If he gets the 5, fine. Well, he hasn't. Now Shaft Tracks has a simple enough 5, and if he just killed the cue ball and jacked up, he'd have the 6 into this bottom left. But if he's going to let the cue ball run, he's going to play for the 6-10 combo. No, he's coming back. Oh dear. Well, the technical side of things is you've got to play the shot, and that is not helping him. It's all about having the confidence to play the shot required, and he didn't have the confidence. and at this level you're just going to be picked off. Now, is he looking to find a gap between the 10 and the 8? Yes, he is. He's missed the 10. Just bottom rail, maybe side rail. Check it up like that. Avoid the side rail. And it's going to be 3 on the board. So the brake is dry. Shaft Tracks, well, he could play the safety. What's he calling now? He's going for the bash to play a billiard onto the 10 off the 1. Bit ambitious, and he almost got there, and he's left it safe. Well, I think he has he? Maybe not. I thought he'd left it safe. Cobra can see the 1. Where's the cue ball? And he certainly can't see the 2 this time now. Is Cobra going to try the jump? No, I mean, this is perfect to try the jump shot. Is he trying? I don't think the billiard's on either. No, he's just trying to get it safe, and he's got it safe. Well, there was a perfect opportunity to Cobra, for Cobra to try a jump, and he bottled out on it. I mean, this would be the perfect match to have a go at that, to get a practice in, even. I mean, that was absolutely crying out for an attempted jump. Oh, it's so. I mean, a bookie wouldn't take any bets on it being 10-0. Yeah, it's very likely it will be, unless, as I say, Cobra messes up on the 9 or the 10 or something like that, and leaves Shaft Tracks like a fairly easy out. I mean, that's really, in all honesty, as I say, the only way he's going to get something, not through his own efforts. And it's so easy to be critical, you know, like myself and most of us, where we've all played the game for a number of years, and you see somebody who clearly is well short on the ability side. It's so easy to be so critical and a bit ignorant on that, but fair play to the guy. He's entered the tournament, he's played his first match, lost heavily to somebody who's a far better player, and he's come up against probably the worst type of player you want to meet. The next guy, Cobra, on the 1 loss side, you wouldn't expect that. So he's been unlucky from that point of view. I mean, we are talking about in terms of level, we're talking professional level that Shaft Tracks has come up against in this game. And it's unfair that the brackets worked out like that, but I still take my hat off to anybody who plays their match and sticks it out to the end, and he done that in the first match, and he ended up getting a couple of racks at the end of the day. He's going to be struggling to get anything in this one, but you never know. If Cobra just gets careless, there might be that chance just to get that number 1 on the board. So Cobra progressing slowly but surely with 4 on the board. A straight rack this time. And the brake seems to be dry. No shot for shaft tracks. Well, he certainly can't play the push out on the left hand side of the table, and he's looking to call the 1 and kick it into the middle. Now I can't remember whether shaft tracks, well, that's a good shot, that is a good start. I can't remember whether he's actually ever called a push out. I presume he knows how to call a push out, but he went all out for the kick on the 1 and got a nice result. So shouldn't be any problem with the 3 if he can get up the table a wee bit here. The problem's now off this 4, but he can play a billiard onto the 6. He doesn't need to move the cue ball. And he's overcut the 4. And Cobra may well play the shot I suggested, unless he thinks he can get to cut that 5 onto the 6. That would be probably the better shot, and when you look at it from here, he might be able to do it. He's looking to get as close to the line as he can to make that cutting angle, but if he doesn't like it, he can play the billiard because it's well set for the billiard, and I think that's what he's going to do. Or is he? He seems to think he can get this angle. Well, the 5's up the table a wee bit, so it should be a legal shot. Yeah, and that will do. Well, the wrong side of the 7. I'm looking to see what he's doing with the cue ball. Well, he hasn't moved the tip yet, so yeah, he's got left-hand English on it now, so that would suggest he's going to run around the angles. Lots of top, get across, miss the 10 ball, and well, he's got to just push this to the side rail, you would think. He looks as if he's lining up for lots of power for the cut to get that pace into the 8. But this is the type of thing that might give, I say might, give Shaft Cracks a chance, but he's got the cut. Another little testy one to try and get up the table from this 9. Well, it's going to be the 10 from distance. And so far, Cobra's given nothing away to Shaft Cracks. It's now 5-0. That looks fairly straight again. One ball gets kicked in by the 2, which was running round the angles, but no shot in the 2. I mean, there is a possible combo and a possible I don't know whether the billiard's on. I think he's too narrow an angle. Well, that will do, because the 5's obviously the blocker, and Shaft Cracks will call the 5 as a combo probably. Well, he didn't call anything in the end. Now if that had gone in, it would have been a missed call. Well, it will now, because he's fluked to 2. Oh, sorry about that, I'm getting hungry, I've hit the wrong button. Now off the missed call, the option that Cobra would have had there would have been to give the shot back to Shaft Cracks if he didn't like that shot there. Now Shaft Cracks can punch this 3 full in the face. The question is whether they can execute the shot and send the 3 around the table and leave Cobra in trouble. You see, that's where he's just, well, he called the ball in the pocket, assuming he played it to kick, but again, he's just not confident enough to execute shots properly. Well, he's got a bit more angle in this 5 than he would really ideally like, but I think he can still get around and stay on that 6 into the left middle. Or is he going to end up playing it long? Oh, it's going to be long then. I think he can stop this if he wants, or he can run right through, just leave it long again, but I think he can still hold for this 7. I think that might be one thing as well for Tin to consider, that I think it's been a while since there's been like a big tournament for where the entry level is restricted, and what I mean by that is it's restricted by your rating, to give players like Shaftrax a chance against players maybe more akin to his level, where it would be a lot fairer for the likes of them to play in a big tournament where they know that they're not going to come up against players of the quality of Spectre, Dawn and Cobra, especially not one after another. So that might be an idea that be worth considering in setting a tournament up, a big tourney, you know, for those guys. Well, you might be surprised. I mean, if you leave it at maximum pro level, that keeps all of these big guns out. You don't need to go rookie to B player or anything like that. I mean, you can leave it the maximum level set as pro. I mean, there'll still be reasonably good guys in the tournament, but there won't be big shooters like these fellas. It still makes it a wee bit less of a bloodbath likely to happen. But anyway, that's my thought in the idea. So the push out played by Cobra, the push out passed by Shaftrax, and now Cobra's going to line up the two. Sorry, tell a lie, the one. And you can't even see that, so I'm definitely falling asleep here, guys. I need a cup of coffee and something to eat before this other match is due to start. So Cobra doing the right thing, not even attempting to get to the one ball, deciding to just try and make things awkward, which he has done. Now, well, let's see how far Shaftrax can get. He certainly can pot the 2, he can pot the 3, and he's going to disturb the 10 and the 9, but really he's probably only going to open them up for Cobra. Is he going to be able to get up to the 5? Well, he's played the big draw, opened up the 10 and the 9. He just needs to roll the 5 in, but the problem though will be getting from the 8 to the 9, and as we've seen already, is he going to be confident enough to play the shot? Because this is the one that's going to let him down if there's anything, is cutting that 8 ball, coming across and staying on the 9. Well, lo and behold, he's managed to get it, and provided he doesn't do the silly thing and roll straight through behind the 9, he should be off the mark. We'll just roll it in. Ah, that's well done. And that was like 3 or 4 balls he managed to get. Got the breakout in the 10 and the 9, and got himself a rack on the board. But of course, can't get a ball in a break. So again, thin cut for Cobra, and he's actually just run too far there. He would have liked to have been there. If he had been there to pot the 2, he could have broke out the 5 and 7 and more than likely still been on the 3. So he's now going to have to deal with it, but he's not going to get many other opportunities. and this time he's gone just a bit too far. He can still do it. Well, maybe he didn't. Maybe he's going to try it off the 4. Well, he's going to have to, because he's got no other choice. He's got the little nudge, and if that cue ball spins like it's going to, now can he get to the potting angle? I think it's touch and go whether he can. Looking at it there, it looks as if he's pushing it to the rail. He's just going to punch it and play safe, but he's actually nudged into the 7, but it's still fairly safe. I mean, there is a thin cut in the 5. Not easy. Well, in it goes. Looked a legal shot to me. Or can he get the cut in the 6? Well, he's still on the 7. There's a chance, albeit a slim one again, because that 9 ball's the problem. But can he roll the 7 in? Well, as close as he can get to the side rail, the better for his chances here. Oh, he's checked it back. Almost checked it back into the pocket. Now this has to be just clean. If he pushes it to the rail, he may well push it out like that, but it's gone in, and it was the pace that took it in. And just this 10 ball to get another one on the board. Now, is he aiming at it right? That looks good enough. Just let it go. Yep. And so Shaft Tracks gets his second rack in the board, and he's run 3 and 4 balls to actually win those 2 racks, so fair play to the guy. He's actually managed to hold it together to win those 2 racks. None of them were gifts, just took the chances. Well, that's not a difficult kick, and of course the 8 ball's going to be called. Oh, he's ended up behind it. That's not what he wanted. Now, is he still taking the cut? Looks like it. Is that your reviewed score, your revised score, Semi-Pro? Because Shaft Tracks has got 2 on the board now. Well, he went all out for the cut. Didn't get it. Oh, right, the 110. I thought you were talking about the score. Well, dare I say it, but Shaft Tracks has got another chance here. This is the one that might catch him out. Yeah, well, he's done that before, where he's overcutting him to the side rail, but it got into the hole. Oh, that's the one again. These are the things that he's just failing on, just picking that cut line, and his chance is gone. was getting excited there for him. I wasn't that excited. So Cobra moves on to 7. Nine ball goes in, 2 balls hanging. Thin cutting the 1, no problem getting on the 2. In fact, he'll probably brush off the 7. Well, there's a lot of racks that Shaft Racks could have had against Spectre Dawn, but he just could not string anything together. Well, he's taking it long. And the immediate problem is just getting good in the 3. 7 balls a hindrance into the corner, but as long as you can get over to the right side, you should have the 3 into the same pocket or into the middle if you can hold it, and that will be the problem ball out the way. Who do I think will be in this final? Well, you've seen how things can go. I mean, Larry would always be a contender, but if the matches go like that against you, if you have one match like that right now, and obviously you're on the winner's side, you're not going to come through with a match going like that. Especially, of course, as you go deeper into the tournament, because you're going to come up against guys that can pop balls and run tables. So I think it's an open book at the moment as to who's going to win it. I mean, Acero, I don't think can play much better than that today. But you've got to be able to string match wins together to win these tournaments, and I don't think Acero will do that. I think, as has happened before, he'll fall by the wayside. Albinario, impressive in his first match. Semi-pro, of course. And Stubbs not going to get there playing the way he plays. He's going to run out. He's going to run out of shots soon enough. That'll happen. Because we've seen it time and time again. But Acero's put his name into the pot, shall we say, with that performance today. If he can keep that level of play up, then he's well in with a chance. Because, as you say, if you can break the balls, get a ball and run in 10 ball, and build up that lead like you did today, then it doesn't matter who you're playing against. As long as he's not at the table, there's nothing he can do about it. And as long as Larry was playing there, he was hoping that he was going to get some a breakdown from Acero and chances from him that he was going to take. Admittedly, Larry turned down a couple of chances that he had, but Acero wasn't giving anything away, and if he keeps that level up, he'll win it. Simple as that. But everybody has a dodgy match at some time, and sometimes it's not through your own effort. Sometimes it's just a run of the ball, and the other guy gets a better break and pots and runs racks. Cause the shoe could be in the other foot in his next match. Well, I think you did well coming through that first match, Stub. Even though I never seen it. Oh, that's what I meant to check. Did you have to wait 30 minutes, Simon, to be able to chat? That's the thing I forgot to check. I'm going to have a look at this bloody Twitch thing. Mind you, no, tell a lie, that's on YouTube. Surely YouTube doesn't have the same thing. Somebody said that on Twitch the other day. Or did they not? Or was it YouTube? Now I'm confused. I'm totally confused. Is it YouTube that's doing it, or is it Twitch that's doing it? And I thought you could comment the other day. Or did it tell you a 30 minute delay before you could chat? Are you there, Simon? Yeah, I'm sure Simon was under his profile name there the other day and he had no problem chatting. Anyway. I know you're on YouTube, but see when you said oh no, that's who's Kenny? Who's that? Remind me who that is. In fact, Simon said something, then he's buggered off and saying nothing else now. Left me in total confusion here. Meanwhile, Cobra with 8 on the board and looking to get to the hill. Oh, I forgot, it's Senny. Good afternoon. We've got three Scotsmen watching the stream. That's a record. And we've got one that's pretending he's a Scot. That's Simon. So a reminder, guys, as soon as this match is done, I'm going to disappear, get fed and watered, and I'll be back in time for the match between who the hell is it again? Mooncake and is it Sergaresh at 7 o'clock. Well, I think the other day there, was it the first triple header I had? I'd got home from work, I had nothing to eat. I actually had to go and get something to eat and eat it during the bloody match. Well, unfortunately, Stub, I've got all the evidence in video, so no matter what you say, was it the 7 ball that you left on in that final, and that was your last shot? I've got it all in video evidence. You can keep saying whatever you say, but you've still to win a big tourney on VP4. Well, Cobra just looking to get distance. If he spins far enough, he'll have him behind the 5. Don't think he's quite got there. I think he's just peeked out. Oh, I get excited in that match. Again, if you haven't seen that match between Stub and Vinces, watch the last 15 minutes of it. Whatever you do, watch that. You don't need to watch the full 2 hours or however long it lasted. Just watch the last 15 minutes. And then if you watch, if you've got time, watch the final between Semi-Pro and what's his name in the straight pool final, and watch how confused I got in that final right at the end. I was totally lost. Oh, what a cut by Shaft Tracks. Where's the cue ball going though? Well, that could be his last shot in this tournament. Ball in hand for Cobra. 3 ball, 4-8 combo. 7 ball is a problem. 10 ball is a bit of a problem as well. So again, just a bit of careful manoeuvring with this cue ball if he's going to run this table. But at least Shaft Tracks got 2 racks that he thoroughly deserved, because he run the last 3 and 4 balls, I think it was, there or thereabouts. Got the breakout in the 10 and the 9, and genuinely got himself 2 racks on the board. He wasn't gifted them. And now this guy you're talking about, I've never heard of him. Who the hell's this Charlie Zelenoff guy? You need to give us a clue so I've got a better idea what you're talking about. Well, is he lining up for the 7-10 combo down the rail? Because the 10's off the rail. What's he trying here? Oh, that's going to scratch, is it? Well, here you go, Shaft Tracks. Well, I think he's going to struggle to run this, because he's going to have to get the 7 in without punching it off the rail, and get the 9. Now, how close can he get to this? Well, this is going to be a toughie, but if he can get it clean, needs to watch the cue ball, and that'll do. And he's got a 3rd rack in the board. He's got the same amount of racks he got. Did he get 3 in the first match, or was it 2? Can't remember now, but again, that's really the first gift, even though he still had to get that awkward last ball, but it was the first real gift that Cobra's given. Yeah, Stubbs got the same illness, delusions, that's what it is. Well, we thought the match was over. Oh dear. Oh, I thought he'd scratched again. Well, he's left enough of that for it to be cut. And it's going to be on now. But the 10 and the 4 are definitely locked up. There's nothing happening there. And this 2 is pretty much straight, so not an awful lot that Cobra can do. Just kill it, at least get the 3, and then he can look for the safety in the 4. And what he's hoping is that he'll have ball in hand for his next shot. Well, this is not the best position to be to try and play a safety. He can only see an edge of the 4. And he's going to push it to the side rail. Well, I thought that's it was. Well, he's trying to use the 7 and 6 as a blocker, which is pretty good. Now, shaft tracks can certainly put Cobra in trouble here. He's looking to see if the 4 pots. He shouldn't even be paying any attention to that. He should be trying to lock him up. And I think he's left it wide open. And, well, it's looking very likely that it may well be the 6-9 combo. Let's have a look at the 6. Yeah. Well, the 6 will go in off the far jaw, but you've got to be right behind it to play them shots. Is he trying to come back? No, he's going to leave it. Or does he think he can squeeze it in? He's calling the 9. Six ball might get away here though. Well, in the end, he's done a complete duff on it. And shaft tracks needs to run up the table, up to the middle pocket. Up far enough that you're not blocking yourself off with the 10. And he sent it to the rail too soon, and that is his last shot this time. Well, it will be if Cobra can get himself onto this 8. And it's just a straight draw. Again, it's close to the middle pocket if he can get it. That'll do. It's near enough. No problem getting on the 9. Well, getting 3 racks is respectability for a player of shaft tracks level. That's probably more than he could have expected. So Cobra, with a roll in the 10, will take him through to the next round on this one lost side. And I'm going to have time to go and get something to eat. Well, a quick look at the bracket just to remind us of the match that's coming. So Cobra wins by 10 racks to 3, and that will update fairly shortly. And as we move down the bracket, or is it up the bracket? Where the hell are we going? I'm totally confused. There we are, that's it there. That's the match that is scheduled for 7 PM, so that's in just an hour's time, or just over an hour. Sergaresh having got there from a first round win against Fuldrich, I think that's the way you say it, by 14 racks to 4, and also in the second round beaten River City by 14 racks to 12. So at least Sergaresh has had some match time. And Mooncake, having coming through his first round match against Mark Shark by 14 racks to 8, a forfeit by Chiku in round 2, and scheduled to play Sergaresh at 7 o'clock. So with that, guys, I am going to say hello again, bye again, and then hello in about an hour's time or just under it. I'm going to get fed. So thanks for your company again, and hopefully, what's that saying there? Well, that's very nice of Shaft Tracks. Thank you for hosting the tourney. at least the guy enjoyed it, so hats off to him. I'm going for a break. I'll see you in about an hour, and hopefully you can join us later on. So with that, take care, and I'll see you later.